Hi, in this video we will be taking a look how to diagnose the HART communicator issues in DPI 620 Genie IS. DPI 620 Genie IS multifunction calibrator from Druck can have a communicator function with that. So we have the HART, we have the foundation field bus, we have the Profibus, or any combination of these. Today we will take a look at the HART function. There are another videos which describes how to use HART and how to utilize it fully. But in my case today, I wanted to show you how to diagnose if you are not able to perform the communication. So, first of all, we have the HART transmitter. We should be sure that the device is powered up. So if the device is powered up from the network, we don't have to put a power supply from the device. If it's not, then we will go to HART. While we are in the HART menu, we need to set up channel 2 to give us a loop power. So here, as you can see, the device is not powered. So I'll go to the task menu, swiping left to right, custom task. On channel 2, I have to select current with loop supply. Or if I don't want to measure current at the same time, I can simply put it at none. And from the HART itself, I can add the internal loop power. So to summarize it, I have three cases. The first case is that the transmitter is powered from the network. In this case, I have to turn all the power from the device internally. If it's not, and I require power of course to communicate through HART, I can do it using two ways. Either from the HART menu, you go to settings and you enable the internal loop power using this button, or else you can, if you want to measure milliampere with the loop power, then you can go to custom task and put channel 2 to measure current with loop supply. Just to remember, do not duplicate the power supply into the transmitter, it might harm it. So in our case here, we'll put the internal power supply, and as you can see, the device will get the power. The second thing, we need the HART resistor. Again, if the device is in the network and there is a HART already in the loop, no need to add a HART resistor from the device. In case of not, like our case, it's direct mounted. So from the HART menu, I go to settings. I can enable or disable a HART resistor. So to know if there is disabled or enabled, you have the icon here. So now it's enabled. I'll disable it. So it depends on the situation, but I should have HART resistor in the loop to be able to do the HART communication. Remember, if you put two resistors, like the resistor from the network, the resistor from the device, you will have a current drop and a voltage drop, and you will not be able to do the communication. The third thing is the connections. The HART connections are different in the 620 Genie IS rather than the Genie. The Genie is always connect to channel 2, but because Genie IS is having a hazardous area certification, it has some limitations in how to energize the power. So we have different connections, depends on the case you have. You should do the proper connection, depends on the case you want. So either in our case, the correct connection is here. I'll put in the description box below a link to a video showing you how to perform or to put the connections in the right way. Depends on the case, whether it's a network, it's offline, or I'll also put a link to a document which will help you to understand this in details. So you should put the right connections. So we put the power supply, we put the HART resistor and we put the right connections. Now the HART function should work. So let me add current from channel 2 here as a loop supply, and HART resistor is added. We have the online HART and offline HART applications. So the online HART is this one, the offline is this one. Let's connect to HART online. Now, how the device is scanning for devices? As we know, each of the HART devices is having a pull address. So the device have different ways to scan for transmitters or HART devices. So here from the menu, I can go to settings, and I can select the way to search to pull address. So search, you always use address 0. So if you put a device and the Genie was not able to recognize it, maybe it's put to go to address 0 only, and your transmitter is on address 15, for example. So you can tell the device to search till he finds the first pull address, or to use a certain address if you are sure about that. Then you can search 0 to 15, 0 to 31, 0 to 63, or search through a range. So the device will come maybe by default on use pull address 0 only. So if you try to search for a device with different pull address, it might not work. So in this case, you can use this one, find the first pull address, and you can see how the device is searching for this. So let me press again. The device will start searching. As you can see, we got a menu here. It will start searching, and I'll get all the devices in the table here with its pull address. So our device is here. You can select the device and press on OK. Then it will do the communication. The last thing, you need to be sure that your device is not faulty. So sometimes you give a power to the transmitter, you put the HART resistor, you select the proper configurations, and then it's not performing. So you need to be sure that the device is okay. How to do this? You need simply to connect different different transmitter to the Genie and see if it's working or not. The last thing I wanted to mention is the DD files. Each device needs to have a DD file to be able to communicate with that transmitter. So each transmitter has a DD file which should be loaded here to be able to communicate efficiently. The DD file, especially for new devices after the manufacturing of the communicator you have, might not be there. So you can either connect to the HART through a generic mode, which is a common HART function, which can perform the basic tasks, but it's not as sophisticated as the HART online application. So here you can either switch the generic DD mode on, like the one we did, or you can use that one. If the DD file is not there, the HART will not work. So you need to add the DD file here. How to add the DD file to the device? It's very easy. You simply do an update for the library from Druck website, and all the new devices will be added here. Or you can add the specific DD file manually. There is a method to do this. I'll perform a separate video how to add DD files to the Genie, and you can see that. And I'll also attach a document to make that easy for you. So these are the general things you need to take into consideration to diagnose or to troubleshoot if the HART connection is not working. You can reach us anytime on Druck, of course, for your support. And thank you very much. Let's calibrate and stay safe. Thank you.